Welcome everyone, this is the Cosmic Awakening, and today we are looking into who you were in a past life and who you are in this life, or who you are meant to be in this life. Okay, so we have 4 piles today. Pile 1 we have Carnelian, Pile 2 Orange Calcite, Pile 3 Mookaite Jasper, Pile 4 we have Bronzite. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of future uploads on the channel. Save the video if you want to watch it later. Share the video with someone you feel may need this message. Timestamps will be in the description box. Pause the video now if you need more time to choose your pile. See you at your pile. Welcome, Pile 1, if you chose Carnelian. This is your reading. Okay, so looking at the first cards, which are the crystals cards, you got Carnelian. Carnelian is a very masculine energy. So it's very possible that in a past life you were very masculine, or possibly a male, okay? Or at least you had a very masculine presence, energy to you. And I do feel this masculine energy is, or has carried on, into this lifetime. Sorry. A lot of people complaining about the glare, so yeah. So this very masculine energy is the first thing that I'm picking up. The number 14 could be relevant to you, as well as the number 5. 5 is all about challenges. So your past life was very challenging, and I do believe a lot of this life has been very challenging to you too. But whatever you went through in your past life has worked to increase your confidence and your self-assurance. There was something about your past life that really made you stand up for yourself and rise above. Something about you having to be very, very confident, strong. I'm seeing a lot of strength, strong body as well. I'm seeing fiery energy. You could have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries very strongly in your chart. Specifically in your south node. Your south node could be Sagittarius or Leo or Aries. There's something about a starting spirit, the initial flame. You have this, you did choose the number 1. It's about starting energy, new beginnings, something new that's never been done before. And the path being lit in front of you, by the universe, you moving with the energy of the universe. But you had to mature a lot in your past life, and you have matured a lot from the past life to this life. Very new soul in your past life on this earth. I do feel you had a past life on earth. Your past life was here on earth. And there's something here you're learning about being vulnerable. You were tested time and time and time again in your past life, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. But a very self-assured and confident energy is the energy that is coming through, pertaining to who you are right now. But let's see about your past life now. We have the Knight. Okay. So some form of warrior defending a cause, very loyal energy, very loyal to your cause, honorable. Maybe you were part of an army, but you fought for who you loved, to defend and protect who you loved. And there was a very romantic side to you. You could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your chart currently. Okay, let's see. Past life. Okay, 5 of Cups. You suffered many losses in your past life. A lot of sadness over losses. So now I'm seeing a connection to battles with the Knight there. You lost people that you loved dearly. This brought you an enormous amount of sadness. And I'm just seeing her face there. So you could be a feminine. You could have been a masculine, like you could have been a male or just a feminine, very masculine energy. But I see you lost a female, a feminine energy that you loved. And something about your face got scarred. You could have died in battle as well, or you saw people you loved die in battle. Yes. Okay, I'm seeing people drowning here, so you could have drowned. Or you drowned in your emotions, or there were people, maybe you have some kind of unexplained fear of drowning or water. Maybe you lost people you loved who drowned. Maybe there was a flood as well. Or maybe someone was thrown to the sea here and left to drown. Or I'm also seeing a ship here, a shipwreck. I'm seeing a shipwreck. I know these are a lot of stories, but you're going to know which one resonates with you because you're just going to know it in your soul. I'm seeing, for some of you, this was a shipwreck. And you were a pirate. And everyone died from drowning. Only a few survived. I do see you stayed to tell the story though. But it was very sad. Whatever it was, whether it was a battle or a shipwreck or a flood, you lived to tell the story, and this was very sad. You had to live with the sadness. A lot of heaviness and sadness. People that you loved, you lost. Now we have the 5 of Swords, a lot of battles. Yes, fire, water, battles. Very masculine, visceral energy that you dealt with. Yes, you won some battles, but you didn't really win. You didn't really feel good about yourself. You didn't really feel good about what you saw. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing there could have been a connection here to like the Vikings. I'm seeing Vikings. I'm also seeing, so countries, I'm seeing Sweden, Finland, Iceland. Not that these all are Vikings. I have no idea. Denmark, Norway. Am I missing? If I'm missing any country from the northern Europe, I'm seeing these countries. I'm not being shown any other countries, so maybe you're from these countries now. 7 of Wands. Yeah, you had to fight many battles and defend a cause for sure. Yes, absolutely. Yes, your life was very tumultuous. You saw a lot of death. You had to fight a lot of battles for a cause. And not all of these battles had these. It was just to defend your people and to fight for your people. It was a matter of survival. It wasn't always the right thing, is what I'm seeing here. And this left a crack in your soul. So if you are feeling any heaviness in this lifetime, then it's due to this past lifetime that was very aggressive, very harsh, very rough, violent, very violent life. Even though this wasn't the life that you wanted to live, because you were romantic, but then your soul got cut into pieces here. But you were able to save many people too, Four of Swords, and bring healing to your people, your community, whoever you were defending. You brought them healing. But not many of you survived. Only a few of you. And you looked back and I don't think you felt there was any other way of doing this, to be quite honest here, from what I'm seeing. To you, in this lifetime, that was the only way. I wasn't going to do this, but I want to get a wisdom of the oracle just to see something here. Yes, chaos and conflict. It was very chaotic, very conflictuous and chaotic life. And you kept asking why? Why am I doing this? For what? For what all this chaos and conflict? But this brought you a deep knowing. You knew something wasn't right about this. Your intuition was, and in a way, this made you wiser. This did make you wiser. This did make you wiser. It's possible that in this lifetime you like to research and read a lot. I feel you were illiterate in that past lifetime. You didn't know how to read. You didn't have much information. But there was life experience. And you learned a lot about how to do things differently, how to achieve something with different results, maybe in a more peaceful manner. But it was too late, because you had a peaceful end of your life, was peaceful, but you looked back and you asked why. Why did it have to be like that way? A lot of competition, a lot of strife, a lot of obstacles, challenges, fights, battles. Very bellic. But that wasn't your true nature. Your true nature was one of emotions. And you did learn a lot about how emotions cannot get in the way of doing what's right and what's wrong. Because emotions can lead to a lot of violence if not put under control. If you don't control your emotions, they could lead to chaos and conflict and violence. And all you wanted was peace. And you learned that emotions, allowing emotions to run wild, especially when it comes to a community, will bring anything but peace. And so it's possible that in this lifetime you have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart. Maybe you overthink things, but you're also very wise. So you did a lot of maturing in your past life, but at a great cost of the heaviness that you the things that you saw that no one should have to see, the things that you did, the things that were done to you and your family, your loved ones. And in the end, you asked for what? For what? You were able to save a few people. And I feel mostly this was done against your people. I'm seeing Scotland as well here for some reason. But something was done against your people. And you had to defend them. Okay. Wow. So let's move on to this lifetime. Pioneer, yeah. You're definitely here to do things differently. You could tend to overthink things, absolutely. Your mind is very active, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Scorpio energy possibly in your chart. You have brilliant ideas, and you're meant to have these ideas. These ideas are coming from the wisdom you gained in your past life. And you also established a connection with the higher realms at the end of your past life. And in this lifetime, you're meant to do something that has never been done before, create something that has never been created before. And I'm feeling it has a lot to do with peace and justice. Doing things differently. Maybe you're a good negotiator. Learning how to negotiate differently. Yes, Emperor. You definitely matured a lot. You went from a knight to an emperor. So you're meant to be a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a leader of sorts, a pioneer in your field. You could have Aries in your chart. The number 4 could be relevant. But you're also a divine masculine. So I'm seeing you lost someone very near and dear to your heart, and I feel this was a romantic connection. Because you're a divine masculine, you had to defend this connection. You had to risk your life to defend that connection. Ace of Fire, Ace of Wands, that's the same energy as Carnelian, the number 1. Initiation energy, doing things differently, doing something that was never done before, that has never been done before. Yes, in this lifetime, you're meant to be a pioneer, a fire starter, a leader. It's like you're using this energy, this fighting energy, to do good, to do positive things in the world. Yes, and you're meant to accumulate wealth as well. Be very stable financially and comfortable, lead a comfortable life. Have a nice home. Inspire other people to do things differently. And you in this lifetime, you control your emotions very much. Maybe even a little bit stubborn about this. Maybe you're a business person. Again, very masculine energy in this lifetime, again. And you plan things very carefully, your next steps very carefully. And you're very careful about how everything affects people and how you affect people. And you're very careful about how you affect people. But you're a very strategic planner, very calm, collected, grounded energy, slow and steady, movement forward. But you have a brilliant mind though. You're just maybe a little bit too careful about how you move about. You could have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo in your chart as well. I'm seeing all the signs here in this pile. But again, that night energy, you still have that fighter in you, but now instead of using weapons, your weapon is your voice, your communication, your words, your thoughts, your intellect. You like to read, you like to research, you like to learn. And you go after what you want, so long as it's harmonious and it's for the greater good. 3 of Cups. You fight for your loved ones and your friendships, but life is now more of a celebration for you. But you still have that warrior energy in you. But you're very aware of where things could lead if you allow your emotions to get out of control. Scorpio energy. But you feel in this lifetime you're getting a second chance at life. Ace of Pentacles. But also very stable life without much chaos, without conflict, it's just stable, calm. And you're a very patient person. You go after your inspirations, but you're very patient. You make sure it's very grounded. Very different from this chaotic energy here. So there's definitely a sense of maturity from that knight there to that emperor and that king. Even though you do have the knight spirit in you of fighting, maybe you like to run. Maybe you like to practice bow and arrow. Maybe you like agriculture as well. Motorbikes. But you're meant to live a much calmer life here, and you're meant to do things differently and create things that have never been created before, so that this reality doesn't have to repeat itself in the future, is what I'm seeing. But you're definitely a leader, a born leader. Whatever, I don't see you were a leader here in your past life. We're more like part of the, the team, but now you're like the leader. Whatever you learned here allowed you to get into this position of a leader and inspire other people in a very mature way. Wow, pile 1, that was your reading. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. If it did not resonate, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of future uploads on the channel. Save the video if you want to watch it again later. Share the video with someone you feel may need this message. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I think I'm repeating myself. Bless you all. It was a pleasure to read for you today. Bye. See you next time. Welcome, pile 2. If you chose this orange calcite, let's check out who you have been in a past life and this life. So, orange calcite, I'm seeing a very soft, loving, passionate energy coming from you. The number 40 could be relevant to you as well as the number 4. You're an inspiration, but you're also someone who will give that warm hug. People feel very happy around you. You exude a lot of joy. You warm people's hearts. You're very loving, but also very inspiring. The way you love people is by inspiring them to be the best version of themselves. You're very creative. You're possibly a parent. Doesn't have to be. Maybe you're just someone very creative and you birth just new projects and different things. You create new things. You're very sensual. You have a lot of sex appeal is what I'm seeing here. So let's see who you may have been in your past life. We have Samaritan. You would help those in need. You would root for the underdog. And you would help people that others would prefer to ignore. You may have worked in the circus. Doesn't have to be. That's just for some of you. You may have had a twin, or maybe you have a twin in this lifetime, like a twin sibling. Or be a twin for that matter. Maybe you are on a twin flame journey. Mother energy. You were a mother in your past life. Possibly a seamstress. So that's professions that I'm seeing here is seamstress and circus, act, a mother. Oh, maybe you made clothes for the circus, for some of you. But you multitasked. I'm seeing blonde hair or dark hair. Either very dark black hair or blonde hair. 3 could be an important number for you. You could have Libra or Taurus in your chart. Ace of Pentacles. You lived a very stable life, and you were a very stable presence in other people's lives. You had somewhere between 1 or 3 children. Maybe you do now. The number 1 could be important to you. The letters F and B could be important to you. I'm feeling you took care of a lot of people. And news would always come to you first. You would be you would be that person that people would come to first to tell their news, or to tell them what was going on. Justice. Yeah, you definitely could have Libra in your chart. You were a very fair person. You fought for social justice in some way, whether you were a male or a female or a masculine or a feminine. I'm seeing it. You could have been both, or one or the other, sorry. You always fought for what was right. You could have been in the justice system, for those of you who don't identify with the other professions that I just stated before. Social justice warrior. Taming the wolf. You were everything but fearful. You were not afraid of anything. The number 11 could be relevant to you. And you fought for justice, either in a more covert way or in a more upfront way. I'm seeing some of you hid refugees, or you hid people who were running away from persecution. And no one would ever find out that you were hiding these people and helping them. Temperance. You could have Sagittarius in your chart. At one point in your life, especially when you were younger, if you were this feminine energy, you wore your hair really, really long. You never cut it because you knew it had a connection to your, it was like a sensory, you used your hair to protect you, to warn you. Your hair would pick up signals like a radar. You know, like they do in Avatar when they connect their hair to the horse and they connect their hair to the trees and they download information. That's how you used your hair. You didn't cut it because you understood that it was connected to the higher realms, and you would sense information and danger with your hair. Your hair would warn you through your hair. More about the danger on this physical plane. And you would act before others would act. You would be able to hide or protect people because you knew when the danger was coming, where it was coming from, and so you were prepared well in advance. You loved flowers, and you were very connected to the archangels. You were an alchemist. You could transmute energy from negative to positive. Wow. Okay. I'm seeing Europe. I'm seeing snowy mountains. I'm seeing Australia and Northern America. For those of you who identify with having been males, you had a long beard. There's something about long beard, long hair. So whether you were a male or a female, you allowed your hair to grow very long. And some of you even wore it braided, or sometimes you would, release your hair, but it was always very long because because you had this understanding. So some of you were shamans too, or like a judge in your tribe or in your community, or sort of a lawyer, a defendant, someone who would weigh decisions as well, and very highly respected. Whether feminine or masculine, you were highly respected in your community. The number 14 and the number 5 could be relevant too. You definitely raised the vibration around you. Okay, in this lifetime, yeah, you still have the same energy, but now it's just stronger. Like you are people's hero or heroine. And it's almost like you inspire people when it comes to the passion of the journey. You're very empowered. You're very powerful. You could have Scorpio in your chart. You're not afraid of climbing that mountain. You don't see it as a terrible obstacle to overcome. You understand the steps that you're meant to take, and you're willing to take them. No fear. You're definitely not fearful. You're definitely willing to do the work and do what it takes to empower yourself, and also help help empower others. You're very psychic, so you could have strong psychic abilities in this lifetime, guided by your intuition. But you move in silence. You don't always tell people what you're up to, especially if you're helping other people, or if you're climbing that mountain while you're empowering yourself. You do this very silently. You don't tell people what you're up to, and people many times wonder what you're up to, because you're not someone who will just share everything on social media, and when you do show up with work, people are even surprised, because you like to leave some mystery. You like your privacy. You could have Pisces in your chart. Cancer too, possibly. 6 of fire, 6 of wands. You're meant to succeed, win, and inspire. And people are supporting you on your way up, and you're very supportive, helping people on their way up. You're here to help people win at life, and you're also winning at life. And you're building a strong, solid foundation for yourself in this lifetime. And also, I'm feeling a teacher vibe for you. You're teaching people how to empower themselves by starting with a strong foundation. You're meant to travel the world, or at least air travel. Maybe you have been on a hot air balloon, maybe you will be, or maybe this is just traveling on a plane and seeing different places in the world, opening the doors to your expanding your mind. I'm seeing you're meant to expand your mind through travel and dealing with other cultures. Maybe you're meant to have a platform that is seen all over the world, like a social media platform, or being seen on a screen somehow. And you could be doing this using your psychic gifts or helping people in some way. Maybe you're a healer and helping people, or a motivational speaker, or manifestation coach, something like that, or mentor, coach, teacher, something, spiritual teacher possibly. And you're seen all over the world and highly appreciated. You maybe deal with a lot of anxiety and sleepless nights. Maybe your mind goes a mile a minute. Maybe you have dealt with depression, but you're meant to overcome depression and anxiety. Maybe you're an empath and you pick up on a lot of energies, and this can create a lot of conflict within yourself. But you are here to overcome a lot of obstacles on your way up, and this can bring you anxiety. But you always get to your wish fulfillment. You always get there. You always get to your wish fulfillment. You always reach your goals, and you celebrate. It seems like in the first part of your life, you're overcoming a lot of challenges, but then you really create this, you discover who you are, you step into your life purpose, which I feel has to do with using your psychic gifts and helping people, inspiring people. And when you do that, when you step out of your comfort zone and you start doing that, that's when the magic unfolds for you, and that's when you come full circle and you achieve that financial stability, that maturity, and that calm in your life, where you feel very comfortable with what you have achieved. The number 2, the number 21 and 3 could be relevant to you. The numbers 9, 5. We have angel number 99. So you definitely have a very pure heart, and you are a humanitarian. And that brings a lot of empath energy with it, because you first have to understand what is needed in the world. And in the first part of your life, it seems like there's a lot of suffering around this, and then you start finding your way out by creating solutions to this. And once you find your path, then you're just able to inspire others through your example, and then you're that stable energy that people will go to. But I'm seeing someone here who is very, very attractive. You have a very mysterious kind of attractive side to you, and very strong, very stable, very, I'm seeing classic beauty, but there's an air of mystery here. Pile number 2, that was your reading. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comment section. If it did not resonate, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of future uploads on the channel. Share the video if you feel someone would benefit from this information, and save the video if you want to watch it again later. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all. Bye till next time. Welcome, pile 3, if you chose this Mookite Jasper. Who were you in a past life? So maybe you look younger than your age. Maybe you need a lot of rest and sleep. The number 36 and the number 9 could be relevant to you. You may be someone who likes to take risks, likes adventure, new experiences. You could have Gemini or Sagittarius in your chart. You like to explore unknown territory. You possibly have Aries in your chart. And in this lifetime, you seem like you're claiming your personal power, or the journey since the last lifetime has been about claiming your personal power. Let's see who you were in a past lifetime. We have dilettante, delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Okay, so you may have been an artist in your past lifetime, but you didn't really make a profession out of it. It wasn't like a career or a profession. Maybe you painted, maybe you gardened and read. You did a lot of things. You cooked, you painted, you lived a very balanced lifestyle. You knew how to read, you painted, you gardened, and you cooked. I'm seeing very feminine energy here for this pile. Not necessarily a female, but feminine energy. High Priestess, okay. So you're probably a witch or a seer, a psychic, medium, shaman, possibly a shaman, living in the forest. I'm seeing a buffalo, so I'm seeing North America. Possibly connected to wait a second. Native American. Native American? And I'm also seeing, for some of you, yes, I'm seeing Native American here. Maybe you had dark hair in your past lifetime, and this lifetime you have blonde hair. For some of you, you lived with Native Americans, or you had a lot of contact with Native Americans, and you learned something from them in a past lifetime. They showed you the ropes. When it came to connecting to the higher realms, the number 2 could be relevant to you. You could have Pisces in your chart. Now we have the Page of Cups. You definitely could have Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio in your chart. But you were a messenger from the higher realms. You brought messages down from the higher realms. And a lot of it was good news. And something about teaching about love, bringing good news and bringing messages from the higher realms. Messages of love from the higher realms. So you were a messenger, a communicator. You performed rituals, something about the ocean as well is showing up here now. Maybe you lived near the ocean and near a forest. Now I'm seeing blonde hair again, so maybe you did live with a community of Native Americans, a Native American community, and you learned from them, and you developed your psychic abilities with them. Oh, wow. 5 of Wands, but this is a witch being burned. So maybe that's the experience you had. Yeah. Maybe you were burned. That's how your life ended because of what you knew, and they didn't want you to speak, and they wanted to silence you. But when they did that, and wherever you lived, your community, it all got burned down. All of it got burned. Let me see if there were any survivors. No survivors, absolutely no survivors. Whatever community you were connected to, they burnt that community completely down. That I see you lived in a cottage and you spent time in the forest. So I'm seeing 2 groups of people here. Maybe, yeah, 2 groups of people. One group of people here, you were Native American. The other group of people, you lived in the mountains or near a forest, near the sea as well. I'm seeing, and because of your connection to Native Americans, and because of your connection and whatever you preached, whatever you spoke of, and because you had psychic abilities, your entire neighborhood got burnt. Or the community, your Native American community. So the story is the same, but I'm seeing for some of you, you are Native American in your past life. For others of you, you lived in Europe, and I'm seeing Scotland. For others of you, yes, I'm seeing Scotland very strongly for some of you, and I'm seeing North America strongly for some of you if you're Native American. And then I'm seeing another group of you who you connected with the Native American community and you suffered consequences for you, whoever you were, you suffered consequences for using your psychic abilities in a past lifetime. Okay. In this lifetime, okay, detective, you're still using your psychic abilities. You're maybe already using them in some way, shape, or form to investigate. But you use your intuition, you have great powers of observation, and you're always seeking the truth. Still reading books. You could have this tendency to spy, but you're always looking for the truth. So you could have Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius in your chart, but you're always looking for the truth. Always looking to see, and you use your intuition to decipher the truth. So you're still using your psychic abilities to this day, but this brings you a lot of anxiety. You spend a lot of time in your mind overthinking, by the way, but this, using your psychic abilities, it's almost like you don't want people to know this in a way, because you're afraid of the consequences, because of this memory of your past life that is still ingrained in you, the stigma of knowing too much. And so you do this more quietly. But you still can't help yourself. You still are a messenger of information from the higher realms. You still are meant to, but now it's almost like you've become colder in your delivery. You're not as nice and loving in this lifetime. I'm not saying that you're not a loving person, but something about you made you cold about sharing all this information. And so you do it in a very matter-of-fact, even cold way. But look, you can't help yourself. You still deliver messages of love. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy very strongly here. You have a mission of bringing people together or experiencing love or bringing loving messages that create harmony on this earth. And in this lifetime, you are meant to melt the ice that you have created around you and warm up to a soulmate. I'm seeing a connection to a soulmate here. Yes, warm your heart back up, because you're not going to have the same experiences you did in the past lifetime. This lifetime is going to be a lot more peaceful. And there's a lot more love coming your way, for your psychic abilities are going to be much more loved, respected, supported, appreciated, welcomed than in your past lifetime. Your messages will be well received and appreciated. And you will get a lot of love for it. You also are meant to melt that ice and develop into this loving energy where because this energy, whatever you went through in this life, it thrusted you into your mind space, and you put your intuition aside, but you're meant to go back to your intuition and feel safe to use it now. Because it's going to help a lot of people heal, and it's going to help bring a lot of people together. It's going to help create a lot of harmony around you. You could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your chart. But that's you. Definitely the Ice Queen there. You think a lot more before you act. Before you were a lot more of a free spirit. And you came into this lifetime a lot more controlled about how you go about, and very careful, a lot more careful. And you already have like this sword in your hand. Before someone can come and knock you down, you're ready to knock someone down, because you weren't expecting being knocked down for doing whatever you were doing in your past lifetime. And so now you're prepared, but you're a powerful manifester. You could have Gemini in your chart for sure. You're a powerful manifester. And again, you're using this beautiful energy and power to manifest that you have for the greater good, is what I'm seeing here. You're manifesting more harmony into this world, more love. Even though you're very guarded, you're still... Oh, and you are someone who cuts out the BS from your life. You don't put up with negative people, or people who... You fight for people who can't fight for themselves. You defend people from others who are trying to come in and tear them down. You're not up for that. You also cut out from your life people who are not serving your higher good, or their higher good, or the higher good of those around them. So I'm seeing, much like another pile we got here, you're a social justice warrior, but you've learned to hold back and to control yourself. You do everything in a very controlled manner, and you're a very, very strong person. You could have Leo in your chart. And you sometimes get confused, Seven of Cups, of how to find a balance here between your heart and your mind, because of what you suffered in your past lifetime. In your past lifetime, you didn't understand why you were being burned for bringing such loving messages. It's because there was a race on this planet who was not interested, and when I say a race, I say a spiritual race, that was not interested in anyone bringing love down to this planet. And because you did, they made you pay for it. But I'm seeing in this lifetime, your light is going to shine a lot on this darkness, and this darkness will have no place in your reality. So there's a very soft side to you, and there's a very warrior-like side to you, and you will just activate the one that you feel is needed. And if there's a snake in the grass, you're going to find out, because you've learned how to detect them, and you're going to expel it. You're going to get rid of it. You're going to manifest it out of your life. You're not having any negativity in your life. You're manifesting love. Pile number 3, that was your reading. Beautiful. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of future uploads on the channel. Don't forget to share the video if you feel someone would benefit from this information. Save the video if you want to watch again later. It was a blessing to read for you guys today. Bless you all. Bye. Till next time. Welcome, pile 4, last but not least, if you chose Bronzite. So I'm seeing some of you could have had a past life in the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age, possibly. The number 13 could be relevant to you, as well as the number 4. Okay. I'm seeing you were either surrounded by a lot of loyal people, or people were very loyal to you, or you inspired loyalty in people. Maybe you do in this lifetime too. People trusted you. You trusted in the flow of life. You had a lot of self-respect. And you just trusted that the universe had your back. Very trusting, go with the flow energy. Okay. Past life, goddess. So you embodied this very feminine energy, strong, connected to the higher realms. You were very attractive. You were every woman wanted to be you, every guy wanted to be with you kind of thing, but you can reverse this the other way. There was a wisdom and a connection to nature that you had, that you knew how to work with, and you were very sensual in your energy. Some of you may have even exploited your female form and nature to get what you wanted. Or you knew how to get what you wanted. I'm seeing you may have had darker skin and hair, curly, long hair. I'm seeing some connection maybe to Hawaii. I'm also seeing New Zealand. I'm seeing Pacific tribes, North Pacific, Hawaii, Tonga, Samoa. Okay, I'm seeing Fiji. Yeah, I'm seeing those Pacific islands. Okay. Very sensual energy. Very, people would almost worship you. And yeah, you spent a lot of time relaxing. It's like people would cater to you, almost. Maybe because they believed that that you were a goddess, or you were a god, or a goddess. And they worshipped you because they believed you were a goddess. I'm seeing especially goddess here. I'm seeing a very feminine energy. And yeah, you would just relax, but at the same time you would get bored sometimes, like you wanted more and you wanted to do more, but you didn't know how to, because everything was just given to you, but something was missing from your life. You felt you were missing out in some way. There's a connection here maybe to horses. Yeah. The Hanged Man. Maybe you have Pisces in your chart in this lifetime. Many times you felt your life in suspension, and the time that you had to relax and not do much, because I'm not seeing a hard worker here, you really had the time to see things from perspectives that other people didn't have the time to. So you went through a lot of awakenings. But every time you would awaken, you would see that you weren't doing all you could. But at the same time, just by being you were helping other people. And that's why they felt the need to thank you or support you, or they needed to be loyal to you, because there was something very special about you that no one else had. You left a lot of people hanging. Like I'm seeing there was a lot of unrequited love coming your way, a lot of people who wanted to be with you, and you left them hanging. You had no interest in all these people because there were so many people, 6 of Wands, so many people, that you simply weren't attracted to all these people. It was impossible. So a lot of people were left hanging. You couldn't possibly give all your attention to these people because you weren't attracted to all these people. Hierophant, you were a teacher, and people would gather around and listen to you speak. or just look at you and worship you. And you definitely were connected, very connected to the higher realms, to a higher power. Some of you could have been a priest or a high priestess. People would sit and listen to you and fight for you and defend you and applaud you and worship you. You definitely had a platform, and people wanted to hear what you had to say. And this was after long time, long hours, long days of just sitting and thinking and channeling. Okay. You were an authority. Whether female or male, you were an authority. People would fight for you, defend you, protect you against everything because they needed you. They needed whatever they felt. You made them feel safe. You were like their connection to God. You were their connection to God. In this lifetime, we have beggar. Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survivor, awakens a spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So you are someone in this lifetime who's very humble, but you may have struggled financially because you signed a different contract in this lifetime not to have everything handed to you, because that made you bored. And so you came here to learn how to get things for yourself. And you wanted to learn about being humble. And so it could have been even that you have been put in a position of physical survival, have had to deal with survival. But you're very compassionate. But this is coming from the fact that you depended on others and you didn't have to make any efforts, but that didn't make you happy. That bored you and you wanted a challenge. So in this lifetime, you asked for the challenge to fend for yourself, basically. You could have Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries in your chart. But you are here in this lifetime to get things done for yourself, for sure. You're now learning how to do things for yourself in this lifetime. And maybe you've had to make difficult choices between not having much, like maybe feeling stuck at times with a dilemma or at a stalemate, having to make a tough decisions. You didn't have to make many decisions in the past. All you had to do was speak and teach and inspire people. Now you're having to make these very difficult decisions that have to do with your survival. Hardworking, workaholic vibes. So you, because in this lifetime, in the past, you were so relaxed and that bored you, now you asked for a life where you had to work a lot to the point where you would feel so tired from working and not just sitting there and waiting for your time to come on in and say things. It's almost like in this lifetime you're also meant to work for money, make money, so that you can have the things you want rather than have everything handed to you. You could have Capricorn in your chart. Yeah, and because everything was so easy for you in your past lifetime, in this lifetime, it's almost like you're here to experience being rejected in love because there's something about that experience that has its beauty and it has its challenges within itself to overcome. And I'm also seeing you overcoming temptation to indulge, and this is a painful process. So if you develop any addiction, you're meant to learn from that and overcome it. And you always do. You always overcome this. And after the pain, you're meant to conquer this life of wealth and a stable family. So you're meant to be married in this lifetime, or if you don't want to be married, to have a very happy family life or a lot of wealth, or all of them, whatever it is you want here. But it's something that you've conquered with your own sweat, blood, sweat, and tears, if that makes sense. And still being the stability in your community, but more on the material side of things rather than the spiritual. The spiritual is there, but now you're here to learn about the material side. And you could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your chart, but you're here now to experience life the way these people experienced life, because you wanted this experience. And you're here to experience love after heartbreak. Love that would lead to stability. Oh, and you're meant also in this lifetime to be a support system for someone. So it's like you're coming from maybe a south node in Capricorn to a south node in Cancer now, where you were naturally a leader and independent, and now you are learning in this lifetime to become someone else's support system and stay in the background. Learn about patience and patiently waiting to get whatever it is you want to get after you've planted some good seeds, rather than just getting everything served on a silver platter. And again, that Knight of Wands, Messenger of Fire. So it's the same energy, 2 Knights of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, go-getter energy, going after what it is you want. And being free also from this responsibility of always having to be the messenger of wisdom. You don't want to be teaching anymore. Now you want to learn. Because here in the past life, I feel you were sent from above. It was your first lifetime on this earth. And you had something very important to teach. But now you want the earthly experience of being a human, not being a god. You want the human experience, and that's what you're going to have. You're going to want to get excited about going to festivals, playing the drums, dipping your feet in the ocean, drinking a cup of coffee, not having enough money, then working to have your money, then getting heartbroken, then being loved, then being patient, all those things that involves being human. So you're learning how to be human. And learning how to create stability in your life as well, on your own. So you had all this higher knowledge that you do have, but now you're meant to learn this material experience and have the material experience. Because it's also a way of growing your soul. And it's almost like a game to you, where you test the manifestation of bringing back all this knowledge that you taught people for themselves and doing it yourself and bringing it down to earth and really testing how it works when you ground it, how you feel. Okay, pile number 4, that was your reading. Let me know how that resonates for you in the comments section. If it did not resonate, choose another pile. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell if you'd like to be notified of future uploads on the channel. Save the video if you want to watch it again later. Share the video with someone you feel may need this message. It was a pleasure to read for you guys today. Bless you all. Bye. Till next time.